Hi there, it's Sam from PootlesPapercraft. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's project is an oversized tea light box, and these are some that I picked up from Wilkinson's in local town to me, and I'm asked often where I get them from, so this is where I get them from. You can pick them up in supermarkets, grocers. Mine are from Wilko's, but you know, they're kind of everywhere. But in comparison to a regular sized tea light, that's the difference. These have got, what does that say on that bag? It says approximately 9 hours, and a regular tea light from the supermarket's going to last about 4 hours. So considerably bigger. And these, like I say, I picked these ones up. They were in a set of 6 and I just loved the colours. Very rose red. And today's ones, these ones, and they're all in the same set. And it's pretty close to Bermuda Bay, so I'm going to make that for you. So I'm going to show you how to do it though. And even if you can't get the oversized tea lights easily, the box is great for all sorts of things. I mean, the finished measurements are just over 4.5 by 2.25, so a pretty good size. What you need to start with is your Simply Scored. You can't make a box without Simply Scored. You need a piece of cardstock that measures 7 1/8 of an inch by 6 1/4 inches, which is 18 centimetres by 15.5. And don't worry about writing anything down. It will all be on my blog, as it always is. So with the longer side, and there isn't a huge amount of difference, so do double check you've got your 7 1/8 of an inch side on the top. You score it at 7/8 of an inch, 3 1/8 of an inch, 4 inches, and 6 1/4 inches. And in metric, that's 2, 8, 10 and 16 centimetres, and then you turn it round so you've got this very slightly shorter side of 6 1/4, and you score it again at 7/8 of an inch and at 5 3/8 of an inch. I've just queried myself then, but it's okay, I'm okay. And then you score that in metric, that's going to be 2 and 13.5 centimetres. So fold your score lines. This is Naturals white cardstock. I love it. I think it's brilliant for box making. If you want to have if you want white and you want a box, our white cardstock is 215 GSM, which is exactly the same as our coloured card. It's just been squished harder to make it very smooth, which makes it the perfect stamping, perfect card for stamping. So that's the same with the very vanilla. But the Naturals white and the Naturals ivory, which I use as well, perfect for box making. But do let the ink dry if you're stamping on it first before you start building. Anyway, so with the 4 score lines going vertically and just the 2 running horizontally, we're going to snip into each of these. So just snip, snip all the way along. On both sides. And then bring in your piece of designer series paper. Now we need to get this on so that we get this window effect. This needs to go on kind of before anything else really happens. This measures 2 by 4 1/4 inches, which is 5 by 11 centimetres. And this is, although I use the designer series paper stack for this one, I've used the kaleidoscope, and interestingly, this pattern is exactly the same as the DSP stack. It just happens that I had a small piece that was this size, so, well, it was a tiny little bit bigger, so I didn't need to hack into a great big 12 by 12 when I had this bit available. So centre it on the top, and then we now need to create a kind of, I suppose, a template. So to make this border, we need the 1 3/4 inch scallop circle and the 1 1/4 inch circle. So punch one of those out first, a little bit of snail on the back, and position it to one side. Get a second one and position that, and then you know. So once you've got both in place, we know we're in the right area. And then because these, you know, I've stuck them down, but that's absolutely fine. We're going to punch them out. Fold this section in. It is going to create a little edge, but we're going to prettify that up in a minute. So you fold it in, go round there and punch it out, and that's the little bit from the bottom that I've just folded in. Same with this one, And that's created that shape, which I didn't think was very pretty. You can leave it like that if you want to. I didn't want to, so I just grabbed my scallop border punch, slid it in to the middle, some equidistance between the two, punch it out, and it just makes it that little prettier. Because sometimes, you know, you have to punch holes and it doesn't, you know, and it's difficult to create these holes without going in there and without using framelets. So to create the little edge here, the 1 1/4 inch circle again, straight into some scrap Naturals white, 1 3/4 inch circle round the top of it. Position it up, and then that is our pretty scallop flower border that's going to go around a window that I'm going to put in 1 second. 2-way glue pen, or any kind of glue, but I like the 2-way glue pen because I can just literally scribble over the border. And you need to do this before we put the window in, so we can move it around and sort of put your fingers in from the back and make sure that it's perfectly lined up. And the same on this one. Oops. There we go. And then the little piece of window sheet, I chopped a bit off an end that I had. Can't see, you can't, there we go. So I've just chopped a bit that I know is going to fit behind there. And I want to have a mini glue dot in each of the 4 corners, and then we know that it will be completely invisible. So 1 in each corner. And that obviously goes on the back of this part. And that is the lid all beautifully decorated. So I'm going to stamp now before I put the box together. And I've got it here somewhere, polka dot pieces. I love this set, and when I was building up this original, I just thought, oh, let's just keep the spots going. So I've taken the bigger one, the biggest, where did I put it? Oh, it's nice, right next to me. I've taken the biggest one, got it ready mounted on my block. Of course, Bermuda Bay ink. And I'm going to stamp this 3 times. Once fully, so I'm able to punch that out. And then as you can see on this one, I've lifted up the next 2 layers. So I want them kind of right at the edge. Oh, that was too close. Maybe not that close to the edge. There's one. And there's another one. So I can come along and I can now punch everything. So coming back, this is the same 1 3/4 inch scallop that I used to create that lovely pretty kind of window around where you can see the tea lights. One of those. And then I've got the 3/4 inch circle, which I'm going to cut that one out with. It's got that flower on its own. And then the 1/2 inch circle to come in and get the centre section there. So I can just pop dimensionals on the back of all of these. I can just about get one behind that little 1/2 inch circle. One on the back of this. And right into the middle of this one here. And then I shall build this box up now and I shall finish it all for you. So definitely use something like sticky strip or snail to close boxes. I'm going to use, sticky strip or liquid glue. I'm going to use the snail for speed purposes only. It is speed only. Snail is great for holding paper to things, but it's not brilliant for card to card. It's good for, like I say, it's good for holding the paper to the card. But it wouldn't hold these permanently. It will hold them for a while, probably long enough for me to take the photographs. So I'm just folding in the sides. I hope that didn't go off camera then, sorry if it did. And then our lovely tea lights, our giant tea lights, in there. Close down, have a dimensional on the back of that one as well. And then that, should we put it off to a whimsy angle? Oh, that looks kind of sweet. Nice little whimsical angle there. And that's how you make an oversized giant tea light box for 2 of these. And out of interest, I think this bag cost me £2, 15 of them for £2. Inexpensive but lovely gift. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me and I hope to see you soon. Bye.